What's up guys, Rideshare Guy here, and today I've got a video for you on how to pick up Uber passengers in mega apartment or condo buildings. So this question actually came in from Tim on Facebook, and he asked me specifically, should I start the trip before my passenger arrives at one of those big apartment complexes? And as soon as I got this question, I knew that it would make for a great YouTube video because this actually happens to me a lot, right? Driving in Orange County, there are obviously a ton of these giant mega complexes and even some in LA, and I know in other cities, but definitely in Orange County and LA, you experience these a lot, where there's thousands of units, and these are kind of the new way of condos being built, right? With these 1,000 megaplex condos and apartment buildings. And basically what you'll find is that at these places, oftentimes passengers will drop the pin where they are, but the pickup point might be somewhere completely different, right? Because their apartment might be nestled in to some corner that you can't even access, or you might need to go to the guard to get in or whatever, right? There's all these different, or they might even come and meet you on the street. So there's lots of basically problems with these big apartment complexes you guys need to know, right? So basically, what I usually do in this situation, as soon as I see that they're in one of these mega complexes, right, I'll text and ask, what's the best place to pick up, right? That kind of proactively says, hey, I don't have time to mess around looking for you guys. I need to know where you are. When should I, when I get there, I need to be able to get you quickly, right? So in my text, I might say, hey, what's the best pickup point? In addition to the standard, hey, this is Harry, I'm your driver, I'm on my way. I might also say, what's the best place to pick you up at? So something like that, my ETA is 5 minutes, right? And so then that way they know that they need to be there on time and they're going to come out and you're going to find them. So you guys know that I talk about navigation a lot and how important it is. It's kind of the number one complaint that passengers have and give low ratings for. And this falls right into that navigation category, because when you think about it, you actually have 10 to 15 seconds to accept that request, right? So if you're stopped and you're just sitting there and the request comes in, study the request, look at it before, look at the street signs, look at what does the little picture, right? Look when you have that little circle pop up. You don't have to immediately hit accept, right? Study it a little bit, right? Obviously you need to be stopped, and as soon as you accept the ride, you can pop over to Google Maps or Waze or whatever you're using, and you can actually often tell where the pickup point is. If it's a big house, are they out front of a bar? Are they in front of a big apartment complex? Whatever it is, it's usually pretty easy to tell once you've had some practice and once you get going. And really, there are only a few of these big apartment complexes type things in, a specific area. Now, once I arrive, I normally text whenever I get a normal passenger. I normally text as soon as I get there because the Uber notification doesn't always go through. But in this situation, this is actually one of the times where I may call the passenger, right? Especially if when I ask them, hey, right when I accept the request, I say, hey, what's the pickup point? When I get there, I text immediately. But in this case, I might call just to see where they are, to see if they're on their way, to see if the pickup point is correct, and also to make sure that I can get through the gate and all that stuff. Generally, at a lot of these big apartment complexes, I found that, hey, they normally make guests fill out like a big, they're like who you're going to get. You need a little card for your car. But what I do is I usually just sneak in right behind someone, an owner or something like that. Or a lot of the complexes I found, you just say, hey, I'm here for Uber, and they'll let you right through. So depending on, what the complex is and the security level, you can kind of handle that situation how you see fit. But at this point, I still keep a pretty strict 5-minute policy, especially at these big complexes. So once I call and figure out where they are, I still think that you really want to be strict with your 5-minute waiting time, right? After 5 minutes, you can cancel and get the fee. And the reason why is that it's kind of like I talk about before in other videos. You want to train these passengers. Hey, if you live in a big complex, you need to know that you can't wait until Uber gets there and then come down, right? You need to be proactive looking and saying, hey, where's this driver at? Oh, he looks like he's about 1 or 2 minutes away. Let's start walking down right now so we don't keep this driver waiting, right? And if you cancel on a couple of these people a few times, they kind of start to get the message. And as more drivers start to do that, they start to understand. Because really, personally, I value my time as a driver, and you guys should too. So if they're, after 5 minutes, if they're not there, I'm canceling. And some people might be a little bit nicer, but for me, I don't like to wait, and I keep a pretty strict 5-minute policy, especially at this point in my rideshare career, having almost a couple years under my belt. I'm a little bit more of a grouch with these riders, and I don't really give them the benefit of the doubt anymore. So those are kind of my tips for picking up passengers in these big mega apartments or condo complexes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I look forward to hearing from you. All right, take care.